Hello friends, today in this tutorial we will be building a MongoDB project inside our React.js application. So this will be a CRUD kind of an application. Basically you will be able to store items inside your MongoDB database using React.js, Express.js and Node.js. So basically it's a MERN stack project, full project I will be showing you in this tutorial in this live stream. So we have these four fields out there guys. This is the front end of the React.js application, and basically we are storing all these details inside a database called as this one, which is React CRUD. We have a table which is storing the records of a particular student. Here you can now see we have two records there, because if I load the page here, we have two records shown here, Gautam Sharma and John Williamson. You can now see address, email address, contact number, and also we have two buttons here to edit the details here and also delete it. If I click the delete button, now you can see the record is successfully deleted. If I refresh the database, now you can see only one record is there. And also there is a edit button out there. If I click this edit button, now you can see the details will be pre-filled here. This is a name, address, email and contact number. You can change your name accordingly. Click on update. Now you can see the update has been successfully done. The name has been successfully changed, and if I want to delete it, I can simply delete it. So now you can see that if I reload the page here, no records are there. So basically this is the current kind of an application we will try to build in this tutorial. So if you're watching it for the very first time guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So please hit the like button as well. Let me see. So now you can see if my voice is audible guys. Just tell me if my voice is audible or not. Let me see. If you're watching it for the very first time, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. Let me hear my voice. I think there is an echo which is going on. Let me fix it. I think there is an echo out there which is happening. Can you just tell me whether my voice is audible or not, or whether you are hearing some kind of echo which is there? Let me hear it. Just wait guys, I am just hearing my voice here. So 3 people are watching the stream here guys. Just wait here. Just wait. Let me hear it. So if any sort of echo is there. Let me hear guys, let me hear if any sort of echo is there. Let me hear guys, let me hear if any sort of echo is there. No. Let me hear guys. No echo is there. I think that this OBS Studio is just having this problem. So let's get started guys by building this application. So basically now you can see there is no record out there. So this is a simple form here which contains these name, address, email and contact, and there is a save button out there. So basically if I hit any sort of record, say click on save, now you can see our record is created here, and basically this record is inserted into the database. So if I refresh it, now you can see that one record has been successfully created. So basically if I put the email address, contact number, click save, now you can see two records will be there. If I refresh it, now you can see two records are there. So basically we can also delete the records, we can edit the records, we can change it. So all the four operations we can perform guys inside this React.js MERN stack project, so which is built using MongoDB, React.js, Node.js and Express, and we are using the Mongoose library guys. Mongoose library is a very good library for connecting to the MongoDB database, so it has a lot of downloads. So we are also using Mongoose for connecting to the MongoDB database inside Node.js. So you can see it has almost 1 million downloads. So first of all, hit the like button guys, subscribe the channel as well if you are watching it for the very first time. And I have given all the source code in the live stream. You can see my pinned comment. So if you want to get all the source code, you can hit this button and get all the source code. So this is my step-by-step blog post I have written here. So let's get started by building this MERN stack project guys in React.js and MongoDB and Express. So if you're watching it for the very first time guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So let's get started. So the very first thing guys we will do is that we will make a new project here. Basically I will stop this project, or I can create a new project here. So simply projects, and simply I will open this inside CMD, make a directory which is React project cd react project. So here I will make a new directory, guys, for the backend. So we will make a new directory backend. You will cd into this. So now inside the backend directory, guys, we will have our Node.js project. So we will initialize npm init-y. So this will create the package.json file. And now we need to install these two dependencies, which is Express and also Mongoose. So these two dependencies we need to install, guys, Express and Mongoose. So basically, after this we can simply create our file, which is index.js. So this will be the starting point of the application. So now you can see that, guys, Express and Mongoose is successfully installed. So now basically we can create a Express server. So we need to require this Express server. So simply require it. Basically we would put the port number 4000, and we can have create a new app like this. So we can simply have a get request here when we load the home page. So basically what we need to do is that we need to load a send file here, and basically you will create a public folder here, and inside this you will have a simple index.html file here. So like this. So here you will have your React.js front end, guys, basically. So inside this what we need to do, so after creating this, guys, you will now see basically we need to have the path module. So just have the path module as well. So you need to require the path module, which is a built-in module inside Node.js. So we need to have the source path variable, and say basically we will say path.join, and here we will directory name plus, and here we will get the public folder like this. So we are just making this directory as static directory, guys. So now to make that directory static, we will use app.use and express.static, and here you will pass the directory name, which is public. So now, guys, inside when we load the page, which is the home page, let's suppose I have this home page. Basically what we will do is that we will simply use the source path here and then index.html. So now basically we can simply node mon index.js. So this will start this application. You will now see, guys, I think we need to app.listen on that particular port number which we passed, and we can simply console log a message that app is listening on port 4000. So now you can see that, guys, port here like this. So app is listening on port 4000. So basically if you open this port number, which is localhost 4000, so now you can see that nothing will be there. So we need to create something here. So we can write hello world. So if you refresh it now, guys, so hello world will be there. So now it is working, guys. So inside your index.js, first of all we need to connect to our MongoDB. So MongoDB, if you are not familiar with MongoDB, it's a software which comes for Windows as well. So basically you can go to Google and install this MongoDB community server. Just type this and it is available for Windows, Mac, all that operating system. So it's a cross-platform software. Simply click the MongoDB community server and basically select your operating system. Depending upon my is Windows here, so MSI file, just download this and install it by following the next instruction. So we have this database, guys. So basically let me show you how to do this. So first of all, you will have a, in order to disconnect it, when you open it for the very first time, it will have this address, which is mongodb://localhost. The port number on which MongoDB runs is 27017 on Windows. So you need to click on this connect button. So once it is connected, now you can create your database of information. So click on that create database section, and basically here you need to give the database name. So let's suppose I give here CRUD app, and the collection names I will give here student, and click create database. And now basically now you will see that your database has been successfully created, and it contains this collection or table which is student. So now this is completed, guys. Now we need to just write a file which is called as config.js. So here we will write the code for the connection to the MongoDB database. So this connection code is very much easy, guys. First of all, we will import the mongoose library, mongoose. You can see that mongoose. After importing this, we need to db, and here we will use the mongo.connect method to connect to the database. So here we will simply say mongodb localhost 27017, this is a port number, followed by your database name. So in this case my database name is CRUD app. So simply this is a string here. So basically this contains a callback function if any sort of error take place, and we will also get a response. So basically like this. So basically now we will check for the error if any sort of error take place in the connection to the database. So basically we can say console log fail to connect to database. So in the else scenario, guys, basically we will simply say connected to database. So basically now if I run this file, guys, so basically if I run this file which is node config.js, so now you can see connected to database. So now our connection is successful, guys. So basically now we perfectly know that this is working. So node-mon index.js, simply start this. So now we need to import this file, guys. So simply inside our file, so require it db. So here at last we need to export this. So we will simply say module.exports db, like this. So now we can simply import this in the very top line. So from this file which is config, that's it. So after this, guys, we also need to have some more middleware functions, which is app.use body parser. We need to import body parser here at the, so we need to require it. So we don't need to install it, guys, so it is already available inside Node.js. So here you will say that body parser dot URL encoded extended to true, and also we need to provide the limit parameter which is 5 megabytes. 5 megabytes, like this. And also sorry, app.use, and also create the app here. So here you will see app.bodyParser JSON, and here you will simply say the limit again to be 5 megabytes. That's it. So what is the problem here? Let me see. Extended app.use. So why it is creating this problem? I think in this line it is some problem. So let me copy this line. So now you can see that, guys, it is successfully set here all the middleware functions. So basically after doing this, guys, we also need to import the mongoose library here. So after this you can simply import the mongoose library. So just require the mongoose library, and basically now we will write our schema. So basically schema is nothing but the number of columns, what columns you need to set inside your collection which is called as student. So which data type. So in this case we are storing 4 information: name, address, email and contact. So basically this comprises the schema of the application. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So here we will be comprising our schema here. We will writing it step by step. So schema, we will simply say mongoose.schema, and we will write like the schema. And after this, guys, we will put this as student schema, new schema, and here we will have a set of object here. So inside this object, the first property will be of name, and this will be of type string, put a comma, and the next one will be address. This will also be a type of string, like this, put a comma, and then we will also have an email property. This will also be a type of string, and next one is the contact number, guys. This will be of type integer, or I think it will also be string. That's it. So this is our schema, and the last parameter it takes is this version key is equal to false. That's it. This is a schema which is ready, guys. It contains 4 fields: name, address, email, and contact, and all of the type is string here, string data type. Now basically the very next step is very much important. We need to now create a collection. So here you will simply say var model mongoose dot model, and here you will create the collection which is student. We have given the name student alongside with the schema which is student schema, and we will call this model as student as well, so like this. So now we have this model, guys, which is a table in which we need to insert some information. So basically what we will do is that, so we will have different routes here. First of all, to get data from the database, to insert some data, to delete some data, to edit some data. So all these 4 routes will be there. So first of all, we will tackle the route to insert something onto the database. So basically what we will do is that we will write function to insert data into MongoDB. So basically for this we will make a simple post request. So app.post and slash API slash save data. This is the actual request, guys, and after this we will have a request response like this. So now, guys, we will get the input data by using this syntax, which is model, new model. So you can see, if you see here, we have given here the variable which is called as model. So we have constructed this, you can see model here. So we are just instantiating it, a new constructor here. So simply here, so new model, and basically now we will get request.body. So from the React.js we will send a post request to this route, and basically we will get all the information using request.body. So after this, guys, now to save the data we have this save method here inside MongoDB, inside Mongoose, and basically we will have this callback function error and data. So basically if any sort of error take place, we can show or we can send out the error like this, response.send error. So if no error is there, we can simply say response.send data, which is record has been inserted, like this. So this is our post route, guys, that we have constructed here in order to insert some data into the MongoDB collection here. So now we need to design our front end inside index.html. So we need to have a route. So basically, guys, as we are developing it inside directly in the browser, you will need the CDN libraries for React.js. So simply I have given in the description of the live stream. So you will get all the CDNs which is required here, which is first of all React CDN, React DOM CDN, and then we are also using Babel in order to compile this JSX code into native JavaScript, and then also we are using Bootstrap CDN. Also we are using Ajax jQuery as well. So now we need to create this JSX file, guys, inside this same component, which is React CRUD.jsx. So this will be the component of React.js. We will write here. So basically, guys, we will have student all. Let me call this as, and this will be a React class. So in order to create a class, we have this method which is create class. So this is our class, guys. Here we will define all methods and data and HTML. So lastly, what we need to do is that index.html, we have this div element here. You can see we have given this ID, which is root. So we need to embed this component inside this div element. So what we can do is that at very last, we can simply say that React DOM, and we will simply render out this simply as component which is student all, like this. And in where we need to render this, we need to document.get element by id root. So we have given this id which is root here. That's it. So now if you run this, guys, if you write let's suppose, as this is a class level component, basically let's suppose we have this render method here. So function, we can return anything here like this, hello world. So now if you go to your application, which is, so it is saying that schema is not a constructor. Let me see. So schema is not a constructor. Let me see, guys, what is the problem here. Schema is not a constructor. Oh, sorry, this needs to be mongoose.schema. Schema like this. So now there will be no error. If I see body parser is not defined, so let me see. Sorry, here this needs to be capital B. That's why we can see that body parser. So now you can see connected to database, app is listening on 4000. So if I go to my app here, so please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So localhost 4000. So now it is saying that student all is not defined. I think student, oh yeah, sorry, this needs to be the same here. So this needs to be same. So capital S here, student all. So if you refresh it now, guys, you can now see hello world is there. So this is basically, this is converted from JSX to native JavaScript using Babel, and you can now see you can have as many component inside your React.js application. So first of all, guys, what we will do is that we will have a simple form here, basically with the help of which user can easily insert some data to the database. So right here we will give it a class name of a container, and we will give it a style as well, which is margin from the top, which will be 50 pixel. So here, guys, we will have a paragraph which is text center. We will also give it a style of font size of 25 pixel. So inside this you can just write in bold text CRUD app in MongoDB using React.js. So just after this, guys, if you now see, we have this heading here. So CRUD app in MongoDB using React.js. So now we will have a simple form, guys, with so form element. So inside this form, guys, basically we will have a div which will have a class name of call sm12. We are using some bootstrap, guys, which is for styling purposes, call md12, and also we will be giving a style. So styling will be simply margin left 400 pixel. So that's complete, guys. So basically now inside our form here, basically we will be styling it inside a table like structure. So table, so we will be giving a class name to table bordered. So this is a bootstrap class. So t body, and inside this table row we will have name. So just after this, again we will have the input field here. So class name we will give it as form control. This is a bootstrap class. So type will be of text, and the value will be equal to, so value I will be providing later on. So it is just an input field here like this, you can now see. And just after this, guys, we will have another input field. This will be of type hidden, and basically this will be storing the ID. Basically MongoDB, if you insert anything inside the database, basically it have its own unique ID, so we will be storing this also. And similarly, guys, after this we will have, if you now refresh it, now basically you will now see a input field which is name, you can now see. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So I'm using create class because it is building in pure JavaScript in browser. So we are compiling it using Babel, so that's why. So just here after this, guys, we will have for address. So basically this will change for address. This will be for email. This will be for contact. So like this. Just delete this, all that stuff. So now if you refresh it, guys, now we will have 4 fields out there: name, address, email, contact. Lastly, we need to have a simple button here. So I think this is not looking good, so I need to remove this margin. Let's suppose 10 pixel. So now you can see that it is looking quite good. So now after this, guys, we will have a simple button basically. So tr td. So basically inside this we will input field. So class name we need to give btn primary. This is a bootstrap class. So this will be of type button. And also we need to just provide a value here, which is insert data. So now you can see we have a simple button, guys. So basically now if I fill out the entries, I need to insert the data. So for this, guys, we need to attach, we need to have some space state for the application. So basically we will have right here at the very top, we will create some initial state. So get initial state, we will call it, and inside this we will have a simple function. So we will return here, the name will be empty, then we will have the email which will also be empty, address will also be empty, and the contact as well empty. So these are the 4 input fields which are empty, guys. So now we will have a life cycle method, guys, which will run automatically, which is component did mount. This is a method. Put a comma here like this, put a comma after this as well. So component did mount, guys, it always occurs when you render the component. So inside this, basically we will make a ajax call here to get all the data which is present inside the database. So when we load the application, we need to show the data which is present inside database. So first of all, we need to insert the data. So for this, it is very easy. So we need to attach now the event handlers. So basically, if you see here, now inside our each of the input field out there, we have this name input field. So we will be attaching the value. So value will be equal to this dot state dot name. This is for this, and similarly for address, the value will be this dot state dot address. So as this is a class level component, so that's why we are giving like this. Value this time will be this dot state dot contact, this dot address, this dot name, address, email. Sorry, here also value is this dot state dot email. So also, guys, we need to attach the on click, so on change event handler. So when the value is changed here, on change, we need to define a function here. So basically, when the value is changed here, we will define a function which is this dot handle change. This dot handle change. This is a custom function we will write. We need to attach to each of the input field out there this dot handle change. This dot handle change, and also here also this dot handle change. So now we need to make these functions, guys, which is very much important. And also when we click this button, you can now see, if you see here, when we click this button which is insert data, on click we will attach it. So on click, when we click this button, we need to handle click. So here, first of all, now we will write all of these functions that we attach here. So first of all, which will be handle click, put a comma, and handle change. So now when the values are changed, guys, so each of the input field inside this, what we need to do is that, let me assign this first of all, handle change. So inside handle change, guys, so whenever the values are changed here, inside this we need to set the state. Set state, we will use this method to set the state here. So inside curly brackets you will say e dot target name is equal colon e dot target dot value. So whatever the value is typed in the input field, it will get assigned to the state variable. So here we need to give it name attributes. That's why it is targeting that name attribute. So we need to give that name attribute, which is given here. So name here will be equal to name. So here the name attribute. So these name attributes are very much necessary. Address, name attribute here will be email, and name attribute will here will be contact. So it is simply saying e.target.name is equal to e.target.value. That's it. So after this, guys, when we click the submit button here, so which this function will automatically execute. If I say alert hi, so let's suppose if I go to my database, require is not defined. Where it is? Oh, sorry, just delete this. When you click this button, you can now see hi is printed out in the alert box. So we have successfully binded that method, guys. So now when we click this handle click, we need to insert the data inside the MongoDB database. So for this, we will make a simple post request inside this. So basically, first of all, we will have the URL. Let URL, we will declare it. It will be empty by default. And basically inside this if condition, we will check if this.state.button text is equal to save. So basically, guys, what we are checking right now, basically we are checking the button label, if it is equal to save or if it is equal to update. So basically here we need to assign a state variable which will be the button text. So right here also we will have the ID as well, ID and the button text. So by default it will be equal to save, and also we will have a data one which will be empty by default. That's it. Basically this will be an array. That's it. So here we can attach the value here, guys, which is like this dot state dot button text. So now if you see, if you refresh it, save will be there. You can now see. So now basically we just need to check whether the label is equal to save or update. So if it is equal to save, in that case we need to insert the data. If it is equal to update, then we need to update the existing data. So that's why we have this if condition here. So here we need to put the URL here, which is equal to /API/save data. So you can see that we have configured this route here inside index.js. If you clearly see here, API/save data. So now we simply just need to make a post request, guys, here, and first of all we will have the student data object. So basically the name will be equal to this.state.name, and address will be equal to this.state.address, and email will be equal to this.state.email, and contact will be equal to this.state.contact. Lastly, we also need to have the ID, guys, which is this.state.id. That's it. So if you see here clearly inside this is the hidden input field out there. So also here also we need to attach, so name is equal to ID, so value will be equal to this.state.id. That's it. So this will not be displayed, it will be hidden by default, like this, input type hidden. So after constructing this object, guys, which is student data, we just need to insert it For this we will simply make a ajax call here, and URL will be simply equal to URL, and data type here will be equal to JSON, and type will be a post request, and data will be equal to the student data which we constructed. And if it is successful, then we will have a callback function, guys. You can now see it will be returned to us, and simply you can set the set state. First of all, we will get the initial state here, get initial state. After that, we will call this method which is component did mount. So here we will fetch all the post. So let me just now execute this in the browser if it is. And also, guys, we need to bind this. So dot bind this, and if put a comma here, and if any sort of error take place, so you can simply add xhr status error. So here you can alert the error. Also we need to bind this, so bind this. That's it. So this is complete, guys. So basically now we can test this application, and now if I write something here, click on save, and now you will see that if I check my database, if I refresh it, so one record is there, guys, but the values are not inserted. You can now see name, address, email, contact. So let me see why it hasn't inserted this. Let me see, guys, why it is haven't done that. If you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So 12 likes are there. The target likes is 50 likes, so please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. Let me see, guys, why it hasn't inserted that. Let me, this is URL. Basically it has made that post request, but the data is empty. So let me just console log request body just to check if the data is there. So if I refresh it now, guys, basically if I type the values, click on save. So now you can see it is coming empty. Why it is coming empty? It is here in we are having this dot state dot name. This dot On change is equal to this dot handle change. I think we have made a mistake, guys. We haven't binded that method, which is handle change. Yeah, handle change. When we return here, handle change, we need to have this e parameter. That's it. We are missing this e parameter, guys, which is the event object here. That's why e dot target dot name is equal to e dot target dot value. So we are missing this e parameter. So that's why the mistake was there. So now if you see here, if I refresh it, delete these records from the database. So now it is no records are there. Now you can see that. If I now go to the application, put the records, click save. Now you can see nothing happens, but if I check the database, so now you can see it is coming here. Two records are inserted successfully, guys. You can now see it has got its unique ID. Name is inserted, address, email, contact, again for this purpose as well. So now two records are there. So now we are successfully inserting data into the MongoDB database, guys. So now you can see that we can click the save button and click refresh. Now you can see we have too much records out there. You can now see. So basically, guys, now what we need to do is that we need to display all the records which are present inside the database. So when we insert these records, so when we load the application for the very first time, I need to get a list of all these records and print out in a table like structure. So let me have address, email, contact. It is inserted. Let me insert some dummy records here for now. Uh, 3 records. Let me add the fourth one. So now you can see that, guys, 4 records are there. If I refresh the database, 4 records are there inside that collection of student. So now we need to display these records when we load the page inside a table like structure. So what we can do is that inside our function here, which is we can again make a simple call inside our component did mount. So basically inside this method, guys, we will make a simple ajax request here, and this time the URL will be equal to API slash get data. This time the method will be a get method. We will get the data. Data type once again will be JSON, and the content type is equal to application slash JSON. And now we have this callback function, guys, which is of success. We have this callback function, so we can simply set the state, set state data1 is equal to data which is coming. Data1, as you know, all know, it's an empty array we have defined here. So whatever data is there inside that MongoDB database, it will get assigned to that array. And also we need to bind this, so bind this like this. And basically if any sort of error take place, guys, so we can simply say error. So XHR. So now this method is complete, guys. We also need to bind this. So basically in order to display this data, guys, it is very easy. We need to have a table like structure here. Just after this button, you will now see we will have a table. So just after this form, guys, we have written this form here. Just after this form, after this div, sorry, table div. After this div, so it will contain inside this form as well. So we will have a div, and basically we will be giving a class name of call sm12, call md12. These are again bootstrap classes, and basically we will have the style. So here the style will be margin top will be of 50 pixel. So here, guys, we will have a simple table where we will display all the data. So class name will be table bordered. This is a bootstrap class, so table body. So inside this, guys, we will have a table row. So table, so we will have serial number. The next heading will be for the name. This will be for email, address, and then we have this contact. So, and also, guys, we will have two buttons for edit data and delete. So if you now refresh it, now basically you will have serial number, name, email, address, contact, edit, delete. So if I just, you can now see serial number, name, email address, contact, edit, delete. So here basically we will have a simple for loop, guys. We will have after this tr, and inside curly brackets we will say this dot state dot data1. This is an array, so we will use the map method, map, and for each item in the array we will have the index as well. This will be an arrow function. So basically we will have a table row. So inside table row, guys, we will have a key parameter which will be called as index. So here we will have table data. This will be serial number will be index plus 1, and this one will be item dot name. Next we will have item dot email. Then we will have item dot address. So then we will have item dot contact. Then we will have two buttons, guys, which will be for edit and delete. So inside we will have a simple button which will be edit. So here we will simply say button will be of type button, and we will give it a class name of btn success. This basically is the green button, and we will attach on click. So when we click this button, what will happen? We will have arrow function here, e parameter. So we will simply say this dot edit data. So we will make this method, guys, which is edit data, and we will pass the item. That's it. Similarly, we will have a button for delete as well. Please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well, guys. So we will have on click once again. We will call this dot delete data, and we will pass the item. That's it. In this case, we will pass item underscore ID, which is automatically generated by MongoDB database. So we will need to attach the class name, which is btn danger, and also sorry, info. So this will be of type button. So if you refresh it, guys, now basically you will now see if I have the records. Click save. Let me see the console. Oh, sorry, we haven't made that backend request, guys, which will get all the records for us. So now we need to go to the backend Node.js application Express. So now we need to make this post route here, which will get all the records for us when we load it. So basically, this will be a very simple route. So here, so yeah, this is a route. Now we need to make it, guys. This will be a simple get request app.get. This will be API slash get data. So this will be request response, and here we will say model.find, and basically we will find all the elements which are present like this. It will have the error and the data, so we can simply check if any sort of error take place. We can send out this error, and if no error take place, we can send out the data. That's it. Response.send data. That's it. This is all that is needed, guys, which is simply we are fetching all the records which are present inside this MongoDB database. So this will have this model here, model.find. It has various methods. You can also find by ID, find by ID and remove, find by ID and update, find one. All these methods are there, but find just find all the elements. So now it will auto refresh. So if I refresh the application, now basically all the records will be displayed here on the screen alongside with the edit option, delete option. So basically if I add a new record here, address and contact number 111, click save. Now you can see that this record is successfully added here. So first of all, guys, hit the like button, subscribe the channel. I'm seeing that people are not liking the content. Only 18 likes are there. Please reach the likes of 50 likes. This is a target live stream. Some questions are there. Next time MySQL. Okay, I will also make on MySQL as well. What if data is too large? Data is too large, then you can simply use the for loop, for each loop, any loop you can have. React से सीखने में कितना time लगेगा? I will definitely recommend 6 months at least if you are a new developer. But if you're an experienced developer, then only 3 months. And now basically, guys, we will make a simple delete option here, and once we click the delete button, we need to delete this record. So what we can do is that we can simply write a method here, a post here, remove data. So basically if you click this, we will remove the data from database. So we will have post request once again, which is /API/remove data. And right here, guys, we will have a function request response, and basically we will have a method called as remove. Basically this removes the data by its ID. So inside this object we need to provide the ID, which is equal to request.body.id. So after this callback we will have the error, and if any sort of error take place, we can simply say response send error. If no error take place, then we can simply send out a message that data here record has been deleted. So now you can see that, guys, we are using simply this using the remove method of Mongoose library in order to remove the data inside the MongoDB database. So now we need to make that post request inside our React.js application here. So we have binded this, you can see on the delete button, we have binded this delete data function. So now we need to make this function. So right here at the very top, we will make this function here, which is put a comma. delete data and simply put this comma here. So inside this delete data function, guys, we will just need to uh, it will have this ID which is passed here, whichever data we need to delete. So first of all, we will construct student delete, and it will have this object ID will be equal to the ID which is passed here. That's it. And then it is very easy, guys. We will make a simple AJAX request. The URL this time will be /API/remove data, and then we will have the data type which will be of JSON, and the type again will be a post request, and put a comma here, and then we have the data. So data is simply student delete. We are passing it this object student delete. After this, guys, we will have callback function, success callback. So when the request is successful, then this function will be executed. This dot component did bound. Once again, we will update that. It will fetch all the posts which are there, and we need to bind this. So bind this and put a comma, and if any sort of error take place, we will display that error as well. So this method is also complete, guys. We just need to bind this. So now it is complete, guys. So now the delete button will also work. So if I click the delete button here, now you can see all the records will be deleted. You can now see nothing is present. So if I refresh the database, all the records are deleted. So this is a delete operation, guys. It is very easy. So once again, if you click it is inserted. If you click, record is there. If you click delete, record is deleted. It's very easy, guys. You can now see. So now the last operation which is remaining is the edit operation, guys, which is very easy. So now if I click the edit button, I need to edit the records which are present inside this table here. So for this, it is very easy. So first of all, hit the like button, guys. Subscribe the channel as well. So for this, guys, it is very easy. Simply go to your, so we have binded this method. You will see that which is this dot sorry, button text. Yeah, this is a button here. If I scroll down, so we have given this edit button, and basically we are calling this edit data function. So now we need to make this edit data function right here. Edit data. It will have the item which needs to be updated. Put a comma. So inside edit data, guys, it's very easy. So one line is required for this. So you can simply say this dot set state name is equal to item dot name, address is equal to item dot address, contact is equal to item dot contact, so that's it, guys. This one line is necessary for this. And also basically we will also make the ID is equal to item dot underscore ID, and basically we will update the button text, which will be update. So button text will be equal to update. That's it. So now if you click the edit data button, guys, what will happen now? You will now see, if I refresh it, now you can see that. Sorry, why email is not come? Let me see. Sorry, we haven't put the email. So email is item dot email. So if you refresh it, click edit button, now basically all the details will be pre-filled inside the input fields here. Now we can edit the details, and the button has changed to update. You can now see. Again, refresh it. First of all, it will have to save here. If you click edit, it changes to update. Now all the details are pre-filled. Now you can change these details, and if I again click update, so it is saying not found. Here we need to write the content. So for this, guys, we have it is very easy. Inside handle click, we have made a if condition early on. If you notice, basically now we will simply change else. If the button text is not equal to save, in that case we purely know that it is for update purposes. Then we will change the URL to API slash update data. That's it. Rest of the process remains the same, guys. We are making a post request to insert the data. So now we need to go to index.js and simply make this update data request. So this is very easy, guys. So app.post slash API slash update data, and the request response. And here we have this method inside Mongoose, which is find by ID and update. Find by ID and update. This is a method we will use it in order to update the data inside the database. So first of all, we will pass request.body.id, and then we will pass the name, which will be equal to request.body.name, address, which will be equal to request.body.address, and similarly we have contact as well, request.body.contact, email as well, request.body.email as well. So that's it. So we are now updating all these 4 fields out there. Put a comma here. So now we have error and the data. So basically, if any sort of error take place, then we can simply return this error. In the else block, we can simply say that response.send record has been successfully updated. So that's it, guys. The application is now complete, so we can now test it. So now we have this record. If I click edit button, if I need to change it, click on update. Now you can see the name has been changed. If I want to change the number to some other number, click update. So now you can see it has changed. So it also reflected inside our database as well. So this is a nice little CRUD kind of an application, guys, we have developed inside React.js, MongoDB and Mongoose library inside Express.js framework. Hopefully you will like it. Please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. And all the source code is given in the live chat inside the pinned comment. So please first of all hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. You can get package not up to 7 LPA. Yeah, it is quite good. Full stack developer. If you have experience, then also you can get a lot of package. It totally depends upon you. So hit the like button, guys. Subscribe the channel as well if you're watching it for the very first time. So I'm seeing guys, people are not liking the content. Please hit the like button, subscribe the channel for daily live streams like this. So this is the subscriber goal. Let me show you. It is almost 53. We need to reach up to 100 subscribers in this live stream. So please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. You can see the live analytics guys of YouTube here. So whenever I do some kind of a live stream, the views just caught up. So it's a very good sign for the channel. People recommend it. Hit the like button, subscribe the channel. बॉल तो दिया उसको नहीं है, तो दूसरे ऊपर गई नहीं हमारे।